Some people say if it's meant to be, it'll be. But what if that's just fear wearing a spiritual costume? In this video, we're going to unpack how what you've been told is fate might actually be a form of spiritual sedation. You'll learn why you feel powerless over your circumstances, how religion and culture have programmed you to surrender and acquiesce to struggle, and most importantly, how much power you actually have over your so called destiny and fate. You see, this idea that things are just meant to be, that what's written is written, that your future is sealed shut and all you can do is sit there and wait for it to happen to you. It's honestly one of the most paralyzing beliefs people carry and is passed down like gospel, especially in traditional households and religious settings where surrender is framed as noble and questioning your circumstances is treated like betrayal. But let me say this clearly, calling something fate doesn't make it fate. It might just be fear, it might be trauma, it might be conditioning dressed up as divine order. It's really quite ridiculous if you think about it. The way we hand over the pen and let someone else write our story, then convince ourselves we were chosen for mediocrity, for poverty, for suffering. What a whole load of tosh, right? We say things like, oh, that's just the way it is, as if struggle is sacred and being stuck is a spiritual assignment. But let me ask you something. Who benefits from you believing that? Because the truth is, this kind of fatalism isn't holy. It's not holy. It's a system. It's a trance that keeps people obedient, passive, and controllable. It trains you to stop asking questions. It rewards you for giving up, and it keeps you locked in a life that doesn't even belong to you. Hello? Hello? Let's call it what it is, the myth of powerlessness. People say it's fate because the alternative, actually choosing something else, is terrifying. Risking rejection, facing failure, trusting yourself to change your life, right? So instead, we hide behind maybe it just wasn't meant for me. We turn powerlessness into a philosophy. But you know what that actually is? That's your nervous system trying to self soothe. It's easier to say maybe it wasn't meant to be than to admit you're scared. Scared to try, scared to want more, scared to believe that you're the one who has to move first. Yes, we take that fear, we spiritualize it, and we call it surrender. But there's a big bloody difference between real surrender and spiritual numbing, spiritual sedation. True surrender is alive. This is where you come into your feminine energy. It's full of trust and co-creation. It's letting go while still staying open. It's not passive, it's not defeat, and it's definitely not hopeless. What most people call surrender is just it's resignation. It's a trauma response that says, I don't give a rat's ass anymore. I'm done trying. But resignation, that's not divine. That's what systems want you to feel, helpless, cynical, out of options. Because once you believe your fate is sealed, a foregone conclusion, you're no longer a threat. You won't rebel. You won't question. You won't even try to change. Right? And here's the worst part. Fatalism kills creation. You can't manifest anything when you secretly believe the outcome's already been decided without you. There's no co-creation if you don't believe you have authorship. You can do all the affirmations, all the visualizations, all the vision boarding, in the whole world. But if deep down you believe if it's meant to be, it will be, then you're not manifesting. You are waiting. And let's be honest, waiting is safe, is safer, right? It doesn't require risk. It doesn't expose you to disappointment, but it also doesn't change a damn thing. Here's the reality. Fate isn't fixed, and your story is not sealed, is not set in stone. What you call fate might just be a cycle that's never been questioned, a trauma pattern that's never been interrupted, a belief system that you inherited, not created. And I mean, sure, there are things you can't control, right? But that doesn't mean you're powerless. It means you've got to wake up to the power you do have and actually use it. You were never meant to sit around waiting for life to pick you. You are not here to be sedated by spirituality. You're here to create, right? And the moment you stop calling fear fate, everything starts to change for you. If this video hit something in you, if you're realizing how often you've abandoned your own power and called it surrender, I want you to pause, breathe, and ask yourself, where have I been waiting instead of creating? Right? Drop it in the comments if you're ready to break the trance of fate. And if you're serious about rewiring your story, start by looking at the beliefs that are running the show, especially the ones that say, that's just the way it is. Because that belief is not truth, it's a trap, and you're allowed to walk out of it. I will tell you what is your fate, by the way. It's your self-concept. And let me know if you want me to make a separate video on that. I just don't want to derail from the main point of this video. But yes, your self-concept is your fate. Let that sink in. Let's leave it at that. Thank you so much for watching. Sending you love, and I will see you in a jiffy.